Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do DIY Dollar Tree 3 last minute Americana Decor ideas for Memorial Day or beyond. We're going to use this hat for one of the projects as well as some of this foam scatter, but you can use any kind of embellishments and I'll show you how to do some different ones. We're also going to use flowers of your choice. These are all from the Dollar Tree. Everything in this project is from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this sign, but you know they have lots of different embellishments that you can hang, different signs you can use. And then we're going to use this decorative mesh. This is just a different way to use mesh than you've seen in the past, I'm sure. And then we're going to use some floral wire. Dollar Tree sells floral wire. I was gifted this. The color doesn't make a difference. You barely see it. And some skewers. These are the barbecue skewers. Well, they're skewers that were by the barbecue section, as well as some hot glue. Now we're also going to use a piece of foam. I have a piece of foam left over from a package that was delivered to me, but I'll show you that the green dry foam does fit in there. Just because I picked the white hat, I kind of was really wanting the white foam just so you didn't have the color coming through at all. But the green foam you really can't see. I'm just particular. I didn't want to open the package. I'm cheap. What can I tell you? So I decided to embellish my hat with the hat from Uncle Sam. So I just took it right off the top of this sign. Now my suggestion would be that if you are going to leave this in the center of a dining table or such, that you buy two so that you can actually have it look like a hat from both sides. Otherwise, we're just going to put a line of Gorilla Hot glue and we're going to glue our skewer to it on the back. Like I said, if hindsight being what it is, I probably would have got another sign and sandwiched the stick between them so it was pretty on both sides. Now we're just going to set it off to dry, and now we're going to take some of this red, white, and blue mesh. I was so happy when I found it. They had exactly one roll, so it's like, what am I going to do with it? So I thought, how cute, I will just make these poofs for a floral arrangement. And all I've done is I've gathered both ends separately. I'm sure you could gather them together, but I was afraid that they wouldn't be quite as poofy if I gathered them together. So I gathered them separately, pinched them together, and then wrapped them onto the end of a skewer. Now I'm happy to wrap everything on a long skewer and then adjust it when I'm ready to put it in the arrangement. But if you already know that you want some of them to be on shorter skewers, you can go ahead and cut them first, and that's fine. But the even a blunt end of skewer would fit into the styrofoam really well. Okay, so I've just gone and I've done 3 different sizes just to kind of show you guys. I like them with the differentiated sizes, but just to show you guys how each one looks, just so maybe you like them all to be small or all to be large. Now, as far as the measurements are concerned, obviously there's 3 different sizes. So one of them was about 8 inches, one was about 10, and one was about 12 before I folded it. Okay? And that's how they look off to the side. And now I'm going to take some of this scatter from the Dollar Tree. This is foam. There are large stars and small stars. I took 3 of the small stars. I chose just blue and white, even though there were red in there, because a lot of my background flowers are just solid red. So I wanted blue and white accents. And now it's time to put the arrangement together. So what I have for flowers is I have some red carnations, red roses, as well as the red, white, and blue flowers that they had last year that we used in a few arrangements, the ones with the striped flowers, and then also some of the red, white, and blue flower arrangement from this year. I bought one. It's basically red roses with red glitter and a blue star and a white star that are kind of sparkly. So I went ahead and I got all of those to make our arrangement. Now, if you've been with us before when you've done flower arranging, I told everybody that I learned at 1-800-Flowers that you start with your background. At 1-800-Flowers, they taught us to, in Oceanside, not necessarily the chain, but they taught us to put the greenery down first, and then this way your centerpiece flowers kind of stand out. Well, since we're not doing greenery on this other than the leaves that are already just on the flowers, we're going to use our red flowers as sort of the background flower, and we're going to make our red, white, and blue flowers really be the centerpiece standout. So what I did was I encircled the outside of the wreath with the red carnations and red roses, and now I'm going to take the white flowers off of the red, white, and blue flower arrangement, and I'm going to scatter them symmetrically around as well. I'm just going to stick one in here and there as I turn the arrangement as you go. Since this arrangement will be a 360-degree arrangement, you want to turn it as you go so that it looks good from all sides. So now what I've done is I've taken this entire bouquet, like the whole bouquet, and I've bent the ends down to make it a little shorter. And then I used my pliers to pinch the wires real tight so I can jam it in that styrofoam without too much trouble. And now, since each of the flowers is on a wire, I went ahead and I bent them facing outwards. I know that this is just repeat of the flower arrangements we've done in the past, but I just wanted to show you how I'm doing it this time, just to give you guys a little bit of a different idea. So now I'm taking and making sure that I highlight a little bit of those blue flowers just to add some extra color. Okay, so I've taken the pretty new flowers that I found this year from the Dollar Tree just to add a tiny bit of sparkle. We're going to add a little sparkle with our stars and our mesh, as well as our Uncle Sam hat. But these flowers just add a tiny bit of sparkle to the arrangement. And again, we're just going to make the 3 roses with the sparkle symmetrical, triangularly almost. And now we're going to stick our poofs of mesh, again, triangularly. We want them to be nice and balanced so you can get a little bit from each side. And now we're going to do the same thing with our stars. I'm going to put 2, the white ones on each of the sides and the blue one towards the middle. And then I'm going to take the 2 stars that were with the flower arrangement, and I'm going to put them in as well. Since they're a little shorter, I just put them in different places to highlight them differently. And then I stuck the Uncle Sam hat in the back. And here is how it looks. I absolutely adore it. I think I just love it so much. For the next one, we're going to use these star decor. I'm not actually going to use these ones. I'm going to use the ones that I got as a gift this year. And I'm going to use some ribbon. I'm actually going to use some white ribbon I got at Christmas time. And then we're going to use a vase of your choice. Now I'm going to show you how to make this. And it's going to be interchangeable on different flower pots. Or you could put it on your galvanized flower tubs that we have. Basically, it's just going to be a tie-on. Now, I got this idea from an object that I got at LTD Commodities about 25 years ago, where it's all these really cute jar huggers. And I don't have one. I don't know what happened to the one that I had for the 4th of July. So I went ahead and I took these stars off of their jute hanger, the little burlap hanger they were on. I've lined them up using a ruler so that they all sit flat and even. And then I'm gluing across the top. Now I don't want the ribbon to show, so I'm putting the ribbon just at the very, very top of where that straight line is. And you want to make sure that you glue all the way to the edge of the point on all 3 of your stars. Okay? And now I'm just going to repeat with the middle star. I've actually made mine red, white, and blue, but you guys do whatever you want, whichever order you like, okay? And I've made the ribbon extra long so it can tie on different containers. It does look pretty when it's just tied into a bow and set off to the side. Now this ribbon, I will tell you, is from Christmas. I cleared them out of their red, white, and blue ribbon. I didn't really. I got one of each. And it's got glitter on it, so it was kind of sticking to everything nylon. But then you just wrap it around whatever jar or container that you want. I've taken this vase and I filled it with beaded necklaces that I got on clearance at Walmart last year in red, white, and blue layers. But this would be really cute on your picnic table, maybe with straws or silverware in it. Okay. For the next project, we're just going to take some of the handkerchiefs from the Dollar Tree. I was fortunate enough to find a black and white set this year. And then we're going to use a blue and white set. I'm actually going to use 2 blue and white sets, but then I ended up on my table. My table is not quite that big, so I ended up taking some off to reduce them down. But this is no sew, no glue, not permanent. We're just going to cut out tags off, put right sides together, and then rubber band the corners together. Now, I've decided to rubber band the very, very ends of the corners. But what I'm going to do then, you'll see in a minute, is all I want to do is, if you're a female and you've ever made a ponytail, do you know how you you take your hand and you put your ponytail apart. So you basically pull your ponytail apart so it makes it tighter to your head. So we're going to kind of do that to customize the size. So I've start off by just marrying all of them. I've decided to do red, blue, white, red, blue, so that the white one ends up being in the middle, since I only had one of them and two sets of the red and blue. I know that the red and blue handkerchiefs are sometimes hard to find at the Dollar Tree. They started just selling one. You can buy like one blue one or one red one. But I've had these, and then I was gifted a set. I had a set, I was gifted a set. So now I had two sets, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to make this runner. And because it's just rubber bands, there's no glue and no sew, it can be as temporary or as permanent as you want it to be. Okay, so now you can see here when I've got it on my table, I've just taken the tiny ends and I'm pulling them apart, basically just to make the rubber bands slide up the bandanas a little bit. So you can see here, just pull them apart. Sorry, it's hard to really it's hard to photograph up close with your thumbs there. And this is how the table runner looks. Again, I like it messy. I was telling Jimmy was trying to lay it flat, and I was like, no, it's got to be messy. So this is all three really quick projects. Hopefully you'll have opportunity to do them before any Memorial Day parties you have this weekend or 4th of July coming up. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody you know who might be interested in making one or all of these projects or any of the techniques. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye. God bless America.